Never a dull moment within Dub Nation, right? I had a lot of people at me and DM me an article from the triple OG himself, Marcus Thompson. You can find the article on The Athletic. He has always been tapped in with all the Bay Area teams, but has never been compromised in his opinions. So shout out to Marcus Thompson for this story. But yeah, Kuminga opened up after the loss in Denver, and I think a lot of people have been speculating, complaining, and wondering how he feels about his role. So you see, I got my reading glasses on here. I'm 40. I need the glasses. He said, quote, "I'm gonna keep it real with you. Me with the ball, nobody's guarding me. But sometimes I've got to take that away to make sure my OGs get the ball. That's where it's confusing. Sometimes I come out of the game not knowing what I did, and that messes with my head. It's like, what do they want me to do? I can pass and I can do different shit." He continues, "Yeah, I'm a difference maker. I know I am, but it's not up to me to do certain things. How can I say it? It's not up to me to control my minutes. I feel like I've done that, but the last voice ain't mine. And it's not easy because I know how to score the basketball. I know how to pass. I know how to do different things on the floor, but it's about putting it all together with the people we have on the floor. It's just tough to put it all together. I'm trying to figure it out how to manage that." Then the last quote didn't get too much publicity, but he finished up with this, quote, "We are good, man. We can beat anybody in this league and make everybody feel that ain't nothing changed. We're still that good. It's getting better. We just have to figure it out." You like that dramatic pause? I love it. I love the quotes. I love the quotes. He kept it real and he kept it respectful. And this is how you apply pressure to the situation publicly and professionally. We have all been kind of complaining for him, speculating, whining. It's kind of been a running joke. Like, here comes the fourth quarter. Kuminga ain't going to be nowhere to be found. And again, I can't highlight enough. This is how you do it. It was respectful, right? The questions were asked and he gave a real answer, but he kept it professional. And again, how you apply pressure to the situation. If this is how I'm feeling, you see what I'm doing here. Andrew Wiggins, take note, right? And I know Wiggins has a different situation, but the fact that he hasn't communicated or opened up at all about anything has just left so much room for speculation and has the fan base wondering, and I think even his teammates wondering, right? And so Kuminga, I love that he communicated. I love that he kept it professional. And I love that he kept it real. I have no problems with it. In fact, it's not even that I don't have problems with it. I like what he said. I like how he did it. And I think that it can only help the situation. Communication is the key. Now, the other aspect of this is, well, Kerr doesn't like to play Wiggins and Kuminga together. That's kind of the thing. Like, it's an either or situation. Our two most athletic, versatile players on this team can't play them together. And what I would say is, figure it out. Figure it out. You know, like, you can't just take a small sample size and say, well, I don't like that. The plus minus says, oh, we can't do that, right? Like, look what happened. I know it's not apples to apples, but you look at what happened in Minnesota, for example, with Towns and Gobert. And it took them, a whole season, arguably. And I understand that would be too long given the Warriors situation. But they were in a place where they had to figure it out, right? They had made this huge deal. The contracts of these two guys, we got to make it work. And I think that the Warriors have to take that approach with Wiggins and Kuminga moving forward. One, because to reach their potential to really be a true contender and make everybody remember who they are, they have to have them on the floor at the same time. And two, even if they aren't true contenders, they're the future, right? Either that or trade one of them. You have to figure out if you can play them together or not. It can't be an either or thing. And, it kind of just speaks to the lack of adaptability with the rotations in this coaching staff. I would make the argument you could get away with playing Kuminga at the 5 for some minutes, right? Closing minutes, it depends. You're not going to do that maybe against Jokic and, again, a handful of centers, but I think you can give Kuminga minutes at the 5 on most nights, and maybe that would make them look different. But again, you got to give them time to figure it out. When's the last time Wiggins was right? Here's a point. You say, okay, Kuminga and Wiggins, that they don't, their plus minus says they don't play well together, right? Whose plus minus plays well with Wiggins lately? Now, he showed up in Denver, right? And he's shown signs of life. The Portland game a few weeks ago, right? So there's some encouraging signs from Andrew Wiggins, but Wiggins hasn't played well with anybody this season, right? And again, he hasn't really communicated what's going on with him. And if that's his prerogative to keep it personal, but it leaves to a lot of speculation. And that's again why I love Kuminga just saying how he feels, but not overstepping, not calling anything out, keeping it positive at the end. Now, the other kind of premise of this article from Marcus was, the depth is kind of backfiring on the Warriors, right? There's all the Moody's out of the rotation now, and the roster's unbalanced. I think this is the season. I've covered this team. I think this is season 8 for me, where we started talking about trades this early in the season. It started like 10 games in, right? Because the roster is unbalanced. There's too many guards. There's not enough big bodies. We all understand that Kuminga is our best trade chip. He is our best trade piece. Hear what I'm saying. I'm not saying let's trade him. I'm just saying when they call around the league, right, he holds the most value. You got Chris Paul's big contract, right? Wiggins, I don't know what the league I assume the league values Kuminga over Wiggins at this point. He's younger, his contract's smaller, and his potential, right? However, the way Kuminga has played these last 2 weeks, and with Draymond out of the lineup and the steps we're seeing him take, it certainly feels like the line of demarcation as far as what you would want in return for Kuminga has raised. You feel me? Like the two guys in Toronto. I don't know. I don't know now, right? If you asked me in September, I'd have probably said, said, yeah, okay, Siakam, OG, we got to do it for Steph. We got to do it for the core, right? Now, I don't know. I don't know where that line is. That makes it a tough situation. It feels like we would have to be getting back a legit star if we were to move on from Kuminga, if he can't play with Wiggins. A lot of you are probably going to say, no, just send Wiggins out. We got to keep Kuminga. I'm not going to argue with you on that one right now. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. Again, I had a lot of people, how do you, and I don't know how anybody could be mad with these comments. I don't know how anybody could be mad with these comments that have been watching. It's completely understandable. And again, respectful, professional, and just putting it out there. So now we know and all he can do is control himself. And the minutes he's on the floor, I loved it. As far as trades go, and we'll talk more as the deadline grows closer and rumors heat up. I've got one little small trade idea for you today. Something along the margins. Is that how you would say it? Phoenix. And no, I'm not going there. I'm not going there yet. That'll be another video. I got to get my views. The Suns don't have a point guard, right? And you've seen the issue. It's getting kind of spicy out there. We'll see, man. Out there. I'm here, right? But I'm talking to y'all who are probably not. Would you send them Corey Joseph for either Yuta Watanabe? Did I say that right? Yuta Watanabe? Oh, man. No disrespect. He's kind of had a disappointing year. He followed KD from Brooklyn. He's a stretch 4, hasn't shot the ball as well as he did in Brooklyn. But he's 6'9", 6'10", high motor, shoots the ball. Or Metu. Metu came over from Sacramento. Warrior fans, you should be familiar with him. You caught Book yelling at him the other night. Why aren't you running back? You turned the ball over. You ain't running back. We need someone to do that to Clay, huh? But Metu is the more physical, athletic, kind of more of a center. He can play the 5 spot and has played relatively well for them in spot minutes. But it's just an idea now. Do you want to help Phoenix out? Because I think the argument would be like, yo, Corey Joe could really help them. Like, he could really help them. I'm not sure how much one of these backup big men could help us. Hey, maybe they could, right? But it would make sense. It would balance our roster out more, and it would make sense for Phoenix. So that's just an idea. But yeah, again, as far as the Kuminga situation, I don't know who is out there that would be worth giving him up the way he's looking and taking these steps. And as far as the comments, I love it. That's how you do it. Keep playing hard, keep keeping it real, and keep keeping it professional. As always, Hit that like, share, and subscribe. I'm out, y'all.